Hello, World of Tank Blitzers. It's a Littlefinger. Hey, gonna be doing a full tank review here on the Škoda T50, the Czech Tier 9 medium tank. Yes, this is the new line that just came out with update 7.7, and hopefully you didn't miss it. But I did do the review on the Tier 10 T5051, and quite honestly, guys, I like this tank better. The T5051 does not have much in the way of armor, but I do want to point out on this T50 here, you can see this line on each side. This is where the hull, the main part of the hull is. This on the outside, this triangle here is spaced armor. So you've got spaced armor running all the way down the sides of it. So it certainly helps out when you've got bigger guns pointed at you trying to shoot HE. Whereas the T5051, it's just a HE magnet, and it's hard to avoid those big shots. You do have a nice slanted upper plate here. Lower plate is big, as you can see there. 3-shot auto loader, and it's just a nice mobile tank. Let's, while we're in the garage, let's run through my setup. Repair kit, multi-purpose, and going with the power boost. And we'll start talking about some of the traits on how to play this tank and how to get yourself ready for the T5051 here in a second. Goulash, improved fuel, and fried cheese. Love it. 27, 15, and 12. For a while I was running with like 3 or 6 HE, but there's a lot of tanks, Waffentraggers and so forth out there that you can shoot with HE. So make sure you've got enough HE loaded. Equipment, running calibrated shells, defense system, improved optics, enhanced gun lane drive, improved assembly, engine accelerator, vertical stabilizer. Again, this is a tank that we're going to be trying to learn how to shoot on the move and prepare ourselves for the T5051. Enhanced tracks and consumable delivery system. Alright guys, so here's blitzstars.com, and I think part of the reason that this tank fares much better than its bigger brother is because if you look at these numbers, there is not a lot of difference in the damage per minute with any of these medium tanks at tier 9. You're only 4% different than a Leopard prototype, or 1% different than the WZ-120. So you don't have to worry so much about not being able to brawl your way out of a situation as much, but you still need to be cognizant of the fact that yes, you do have a 3-shell autoloader and with a longer reload, 2.5 seconds between shots with 310 alpha there. And then as we scroll down, if you remember from the T5051 review, everything on the right side, I couldn't find a tank where the gun was not better than one of the other tanks. And you'll see that this tank here, we've got red over here, meaning that we've got characteristics that are better than some of the other tanks. 8 degrees of gun depression, dispersion of 0.317, 1.9 aim time, make the gun handling very, very good. On top of that, you've got a nice top speed of 60 kilometers per hour. Some of these other tanks aren't even quite that fast. And then finally, turret armor, 155. So you can play this to some degree as a hold down tank. But for the most part, this is a peekaboom, and we're going to start learning how to burst our clip into somebody and then run away, because that's what you're going to have to do once you get to tier 10. Alright guys, so this is from blitzhanger.com. Unfortunately, Armor Inspector doesn't have this tank in yet, so hopefully we'll see it soon. But again, just wanted to point out spaced armor on the sides here. If we go into the 3D model, we can see it a little bit better. So spaced armor on the sides. These numbers aren't exactly great all the way around here. Looking at it, 142 effective on 65 on the front. And it's just poor on the bottom of the turret. So again, this leads itself to a really good peekaboom playstyle tank. Guys, here we are, first battle. I wanted to show it as bottom tier. I've only played 10 games in the tank, and To be honest, I haven't lost yet, averaging over 3,000 damage per battle. I just think this is a very solid tank, but not too many games as bottom tier, fortunately for me and my stats anyway. But, you know, I'm not sure if I can make it all the way up the hill. I'm not sure if the tank is quite fast enough. And then I've got two heavies, as you can see, going around into the cap area. So I'm going to take this much more conservative position and not risk, you know, taking a big shot early in this game. After getting our first shot in, we're going to hope that, you know, this Kranwagen here can distract them and I can pull out and get some shots in. But we missed that one. E100 is focusing on us, hoping to pull out when he's not looking and get one to go in. There you go. So now we can reload in pretty much safety, knowing that we've got two TDs behind us, and we can pick all of that information up by just looking at the mini-map. Took a little bit longer than I wanted to get my shot off there. We'll show you here. With heat, we can get through that front plate of the turret on the E100. Go ahead and reload because we don't have any targets inside. And, you know, I'm seeing that I was going to get up to the mine hill there, but the M48 got kind of slowed me down a little bit, so we'll go for it here. We can get some shots on the Leo. Not sure how that one missed. Probably would have been a good time there to switch over to HE. But we're up the hill now, and they are all distracted by the heavies that went cap, and we've got an FE 4005 that can do some serious damage with them being distracted. So just making sure I get those shots in there. Wasn't too worried about the HE, and you know, this is just a straightforward mines battle. Four on three at the moment, and you can see here lack of gun depression a little bit. 8 degrees. I just don't want to, you know, take a huge shot from that E100. So I'm trying to find out how I can angle myself down there with the SU and the E100 without getting shot by both of them, because that would probably mean the end of the game for me. And like I said, Peekaboom is going to be your best option really with this tank. Take our shot and back up. And now that it's 2-on-1, that was dumb of me to go ahead and take that shot, because I could have used it right there on the VK. But now we have to wait for the reload. We're distracting the VK, so he gets taken out by the M48. It comes up over my shoulder, and like I'm saying, there is the HE shot into the side with only splash damage. Thank you, space armor. And, you know, not bad. 3,291. We were actually top damage on the team there. So we got 12 shots in. We only took 2, both from the E100. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. We got shots into 5 tanks there. So Peekaboom, I think that gives you an understanding there of being bottom tier Peekaboom playstyle. And now on Desert Sands, I want to go into a little bit more on starting to learn that playstyle of the 50-51 that you're really going to need in order to be effective in that tank. This tank, obviously, with just a 3-shell autoloader, it's much easier to determine when to force that reload, you know, when to carry just 1 shell in the clip. But when you step up to the tier 10, keep in mind now that you've got 4 shells So, and a much longer reload for the entire clip. So, making that decision is a little bit more challenging, just because of the length of time that the tier 10 takes to reload. So, we've played passively. We're not taking too advanced. I've got a bunch of my team coming with me off to the left. And this is what I'm talking about. I see that this German Bulldog is off by himself. And we're just going to focus on him. We're going to get our shots in. Or 2 out of 3 anyway. Again, another opportunity where I probably could have been shooting HE. And we're going to see them running away, right? So, the T50-51, you've got to learn to, I just wanted the kill here, but we take a big shot from the Waffentrager there. But you have to learn to isolate an enemy, get in there, and get out, basically. And as you can see here, I was only running 3 HE rounds. I've got some juicy RHM and Waffentrager there to shoot at, so that's why I recommend carrying a little bit more. Break his track and finish him off. Now that there's no targets over here, it's easier for me to make that decision to force that reload right now, whereas I've got 21.5 seconds on the 50-51. It's a long time. So we're down a cap. Want to make sure I get these shots to go in now. But that T50 is going to drop off, so not able to get a shot in there. They're pushing our IS-3, and you can see even heat can't go through the top of those big old heavies. Excuse me. 4 on 4, and we're down a cap, so we're going to hit the power boost because I'm seeing that the ISU in the middle there, he's taken out. And now what I'm noticing is we've got a very low health Emil and medium health object. I don't want to go brawl with the T50. He could finish me off if he was fully loaded. But you see here, get a couple shots into this guy before he can even react to us. It's the drive-by play style. Get those clips, get those shots in, and then run away while you're reloading. Still up on cap points, but there's only one tank, 4 on 1. He's shot, which I don't know. My iPad does some silly things where it thinks I stopped driving when I didn't, but we managed to squeak over the 3K mark and get 5 kills. And as you'll see, that's not even good enough for Ace Mastery yet. Still level 1, 51,000 credits, 1191 EXP, 12 shots landed. So a little bit more of the movement on this tank there in that game. Alright guys, so final game I'm going to show here is on Hela's top tier as Supremacy. And I think this game kind of combines a little bit of everything you want to see in this tank and its play style. Remember, we've got 8 degrees of gun depression, so we can certainly hold our own on hills.
Let's get this show on the road.
You've got great mobility, and really what you want to be learning how to do is isolate targets and get your 3 shots off, you know, doing nearly 1,000 damage and running to safety to repeat and do it all over again the next time, right? So since we don't know where the team is, we know we're going to come up here and we're going to play very defensive to begin with. We've got the FCM there. Not really wanting to trade shots, but we know we can get several shots in before he can get his in. Luckily to bounce one there. reloading. And for whatever reason, FCM's going to push on in further. Let's make sure we get these in. And we take one from the Leopard. Leaving FCM one shot. Leopard's probably not sure that that T-49's here. And it's going to pay that big old price for it. So now we got a kill shot and a Leopard up here. So let's get one into Leopard before he can get away. And another into the FCM. And come on, tank. Please drive forward. And finish him off. So kill number 2. And you can see we're at 2,000 damage already. And that's why I love this tank, you know. And I love autoloaders in general for that ability. Just to dish out some really big damage numbers. But now we have the flexibility with this tank and its mobility, and you'll see how quickly we get back into the middle of the map and hopefully can start getting more damage. The 2 camps, up a tank, so things are looking good. Hoping to get shots here in the Emil, but I'm not sure if that rock extends all the way through there. Hello, ISU. So I am going to get one in and then rotate around. See if we can't get another into the Emil. Oh, he's dropping down. I don't see any targets, so force a reload. ISU's going for it there on the AMX. Guess, oh, there he goes. He bounced his shot. Lovely. And let's empty this clip into the AMX. And just for reference, nope, we cannot pen. Kind of hoping that the ISU would get killed there because it would give me time to reload and get some more damage. And I should have been prepared to get on down there a little bit faster because, as you can see, the clock is about to expire. We'll get one more shot into the Tiger 2, pushing us over that 4K mark. And you know, being able to put almost 1,000 damage per clip, 930 I think is what it would be without RNG. It just can put up big numbers, and I think that this tank, of all the tanks in the line, is probably the most broken, primarily because you have the mobility, you have the spaced armor, you have the gun depression, you have decent turret armor, and it's just an all-around good tank. Don't get me wrong, T-5051 is a interesting tank. It's different and it's hard to play. So keep all of that in mind, guys, as you grind your way forward. And of course, have fun out there. Stay safe, get educated, not fingered. Littlefinger out.